Sure. Here's a rewritten, dramatic, emotionally charged, and controversy-stirring version of your story, within 3,500 characters, with new character names and natural American English flow. The courtroom was already tense when officers Bradley Knox and Jeremy Stahl pushed the doors open 7 minutes late, uniforms sharp, attitudes sharper. They didn't apologize. Didn't acknowledge the bench. Didn't even slow their stride. Judge Camille Rhodes didn't raise her voice. She didn't have to. "Gentlemen," she said evenly, "you were due at 9 o'clock. Traffic," Knox shrugged, hands in his pockets. "You're testifying in a felony arraignment. That demands punctuality." "Sure thing." "Not, Your Honor." "Not even, Judge." "Just slow and deliberate like a spit on the floor." Camille's eyes flicked to her bailiff, Lena, who looked down but heard it too. Camille had sat on that bench for over 2 decades. She'd weathered budget cuts, bomb threats, and more arrogant cops than she could count, but this was different. This wasn't just casual disrespect. This was a performance. The defendant, 19-year-old Marcus Dean, sat beside his public defender, face still swollen from the arrest. Resisting. Again. Camille had seen that charge used like a broom to sweep away excessive force. The officers claimed he was loitering outside a gas station, refused ID, got mouthy. But the station had filed no complaint, no call for service. Just routine patrol, they said. "Body cam footage?" Camille asked. "Didn't upload," Knox replied with a smirk. "Tech issue." But it wasn't just missing footage. It was missing truth. That night, Camille received an email from a civil rights attorney she trusted. Someone had leaked the footage. It showed Marcus waiting for his rideshare, hands in pockets, doing nothing. Knox approached, demanded ID without cause. Stahl grabbed him without warning. The kid never resisted. They slammed him to the pavement anyway. The next morning, Camille played it cool. At the suppression hearing, she announced that new evidence had emerged contradicting the officers' sworn statements. Marcus was released. The gallery erupted, not loud, but stunned. Knox muttered something under his breath. This is what happens when activists wear robes. She cleared the courtroom, removed her glasses, and looked him dead in the eye. "I've spent 23 years earning this robe. You don't have to like me. But in this courtroom, you will respect the bench not because I demand it, but because the people of this city expect it." Still, the attacks came fast. An anonymous police blog accused Camille of radical judicial activism. The Police Benevolent Association released a statement calling her courtroom hostile. Officers stopped nodding at her in the hallway. Some turned their backs. But she didn't flinch. Then came the internal complaint filed by Knox, Stahl, and backed by a precinct captain with political ambitions. Allegations of bias, misconduct, endangering officer morale. She read the complaint once and set it aside. They weren't after justice. They were after control. When her silence started getting twisted into guilt, she spoke on her terms. One camera. No makeup. Just Camille, at her desk, saying, "I didn't fabricate evidence. I didn't raise my voice. I asked questions. I upheld the law. If that makes me controversial, so be it." The video exploded. Support poured in. So did hate. But she didn't engage either. She stayed focused on the job they never expected her to hold in the first place. The complaint was dismissed. Quietly. No apology. Knox was reassigned. Stahl vanished on leave. Marcus's charges were dropped. His record, sealed. But Camille knew it wasn't over. The real win wasn't going viral. It was watching a courtroom full of teenagers the next week, seeing the way they looked at her like she meant something. When one asked if she ever got scared, she didn't lie. "Every single week," she said. "But scared doesn't mean you're not ready. It means you care enough to show up anyway." And that's what she kept doing, showing up. Every day. Every case. Every time someone walked into her courtroom thinking she was just a woman in a robe. She let them learn the hard way. Because respect isn't requested. And in her courtroom, it's never begged for.